Buffalo leading 4-0 over the Boston Red Sox. Off to the second inning, being brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. We're at Baseball Control in downtown Toronto. Next to Mike Wilner, I'm Ben Wagner. The Blue Jays not only scored a boatload of runs in the first, getting 7 men to the plate, but they also drove up the pitch count for their opponent in Kyle Hart. Only 11 pitches in a 1-2-3 top of the first used by Chase Anderson on a night that the Blue Jays would love to see a starter reach the 6th inning mark. We're not sure if Anderson is quite there yet. He should be somewhere between 70 and 80 pitches. And that start that he had will certainly help. Xander Bogaerts steps in, takes a curve in the dirt for ball 1. Bogaerts, Mitch Moreland, Christian Vasquez, 4, 5, and 6 in the Boston order. Outfield straight up in the sunshine, infield back in the shadows. The pitch. Curveball down and out. 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson was sidelined at the start of the season with a right oblique issue, so he didn't join the rotation until late. He's still working on getting stretched out at 100%. Clean-shaven veteran rocks into the windup, and the 2-0 is a fastball line out to center field in a gap in left center field, and that's down for a base hit. And a 1 hop off the wall. Hernandez plays the bounce, and Bogaerts strolls to second, standing with his 6th double of the year. Ball was hit hard out to left center field.
Now, there are a lot of reasons I wish we were actually at the ballpark, and unfortunately the whole 2020-ness of this year has prevented that. But one of those reasons is I want to watch Chase Anderson come out to the mound, because it looks like he just has smacked himself in the back of the head with a rosin bag.
He does that. He goes back to the rosin bag, and he'll actually pick it up and tap the backside of his cap. Does a little tap on one of the forearms. He deals to Moreland. Fastball just missed downstairs for ball 1.
I was kind of hoping it was more than just a tap, but there's this perfect white circle on the right side of the back of Chase Anderson's head every time he pitches. On the backside of the cap, not his head.
Blue Jays wearing the 2-tone caps tonight. Ice white home uniforms. The 1-0. Fouled off at home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike on Moreland. Moreland's got a pretty good average this season at .340 with 3 doubles and 7 home runs. 18 ribbies. 12-game on-base streak that started on August the 4th. Runner at second, Toronto leading 4-0. 1-1. Ground ball right in the middle of the diamond, through into center field. Hernandez will charge forward. Bogaerts is speeding towards the plate as the throw goes to second base. Mitch Moreland drives in number 19 to get Boston on the board, and now it's 4-1, Toronto. It's just a soft ground ball right back up the middle. And Mitch Moreland continuing his on-base streak now to 13 straight. And it's been a pretty loud one, too. Now 14 for 35.
A shift or no shift, that was going to be a single just to the left of second base as it trickled through. But good for Mitch Moreland for putting up these numbers. Means chances are the Blue Jays won't see him next week at Fenway.
The pitch is a fastball right across to Christian Vasquez. The Boston Red Sox are selling. There's no doubt about that. And to Mike's point, production usually means opportunity. And Christian Vasquez might be one of those guys too. And he was lamenting about it earlier today. The 0-1 pitch, curveball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike on the backstop. Christian Vasquez said, "If I get traded, I understand it, but I really wanted to retire as a Boston Red Sox." Played in 26 games this year, hitting .258, 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 12 driven in. Anderson deals, and a fastball is lined softly to center field. Right there's Teoscar Hernandez, and out number one.
Can't be easy for a guy like Vasquez. This is the only organization that he's known. Red Sox drafted him in 2008. He just turned 30 last week, and he's been with Boston since he was 18. It's a long
change of scenery over the last couple of years, though, for Kevin Pillar. Right-handed hitter as Anderson deals, and a slider's in for called strike one. Pillar played 77 games as a Buffalo Bison when he was working his way through the Blue Jays organization. He played left. He started to taste the major leagues. Runner at first. Anderson deals. Curveball, swing and a miss. And it's 0-2 on Pillar. 4 for his last 14. On Sunday, he hit his first career leadoff home run against the Baltimore Orioles. He became the first Red Sox player to do it this season, and the first since Mookie did it against the Blue Jays on September the 10th. Time called at the last moment, just as Anderson was lifting the leg and starting to fall forward. Mookie did that at the Rogers Center on September the 10th against the Blue Jays last year. And we know the offseason deal that sent him, along with David Price, to the West Coast. And for Mookie, boy, did he ever cash in. Pillar swings and rolls it foul outside third. Stays no balls and 2 strikes. Big money, big contract extension. One of the faces of Major League Baseball, and why not play in Hollywood?
Look, there was a real worry back in June before we knew whether or not there would be baseball this year that Mookie Betts would never play a game for the Dodgers.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pillar down on a fastball. Second strikeout for Anderson. There's 2 out here in the second.
I got to tell you, I was kind of hoping that he would be the perfect one for the Blue Jays to use all that financial flexibility to take a shot at this winter. But the Dodgers made sure that he was not going to hit the market and signed him to that long-term deal that the Red Sox would have loved to have signed him to before they traded him. But he'd made it clear he was going to explore options.
Jackie Bradley Jr. digs in. Curveball from Chase Anderson. Lobbed in there, strike one. It seemed like more and more of a natural fit, and no doubt there were conversations with Mookie about his long-term plan and what he wanted to do once he became a Los Angeles Dodger. And they wasted no time getting it done, getting it announced, and making him feel more and more at home. He's having a great year. The 0-1, Jack Bradley Jr. squares, offers at the bunt. Missed it, and it's 0-2.
Trying that stabby bunt for the open left side. Looked like he was even trying to poke it through the infield there.
Blue Jays have the triangle defense in shallow right. 0-2. High fastball, check swing. Did he go? They'll peel down to third. He did not. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Jackie Bradley Jr. lays off the bait. Anderson standing in the stretch. Mitch Moreland, slow runner at first. Blue Jays leading 4-1. 1-2. Swing at a fastball and fouls it back. Stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. For Chase, are going to come up short for what you would expect for a guy that is, by and large, a starter the entire duration of his career. But only going 3 or 4 innings is not new. If you go back the last 8 starts, broken back grounder into the right side, from the shift, charging forward, Brandon Drury's got it, snaps the throw to first. In time to retire Jackie Bradley Jr. and the Red Sox, who get on the board on the Mitch Moreland RBI single. Inning and a half gone by, Blue Jays 4, Red Sox 1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network. available for every Blue Jay fan. Learn more about all the options and benefits of being a Blue Jays season ticket member at bluejays.com/season tickets. Here's Santiago Espinal. The lefty deals, and he throws the pitch right in front of home plate for ball one. Starts to trickle out up that third base line. Everybody watches it. Nobody gets it. Wait on one of the bat boys to run out at the third base dugout. It's been retrieved. Here's the 1-0 to Espinal. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Santiago yesterday had the biggest at bat for the Toronto Blue Jays. In that comeback win from the 7th inning, Espinal started it with a 2-out walk. He was in the hole 0-2, worked the count, and drew the base on ball. The 1-1 pitch. Tails downstairs, and it's 2-1. He was aboard with Cavan Biggio when Randal Grichuk hit the 7th inning 3-run home run. Cavan met Santiago at home plate, and he looked at him first and he said, "None of this was possible without you. You got it started." The 2-1, swing and a miss. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, the hero is the guy that had the swing, and Randal Grichuk, in the eventual Blue Jays winning a series that they would split against the Tampa Bay Rays 2-2. But Biggio pointing out to his young teammate how important his at-bat was to get him to the plate, to give Grichuk the shot. The 2-2. There's a swing and a line drive out to the gap in left center field, starting to carry pretty well, and it's down for a base hit. That'll bounce to the sunshine off the left center field wall. It's retrieved by Jackie Bradley Jr., and Santiago Espinal trots into second with a 1-out double. Second extra base hit in the big leagues for Espinal. Blue Jays threatening again. And an RBI opportunity for Cavan Biggio.
The Blue Jays know that Santiago Espinal can field the position. If he hits, he doesn't have to hit 300. If he hits, he can become the everyday shortstop pretty quickly here until Bo Bichette comes back. And that'll go a long way towards helping.
Talking to some of the Blue Jays coaches, they want to see Espinal get a good long run at the shortstop position while Bo is out. It benefits the player, especially where he's at in his career. Big leagues or not, he needs to play. Cavan's 1 for 1 tonight. Leg lift by Hart, and a look the lead of Espinal back. Toronto scored 4 times in the first. Red Sox answered back in the second. It's 4-1, Toronto. But threatening now, once again. The pitch. In for a called strike. Good curveball, rarely seen from Hart. That's a get-me-over curve. When I looked down today and I saw Kyle Hart's name as the probable, and next to it, where he was from, Cincinnati. Fastball from Hart, way outside. Biggio evens the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. And once I see Cincinnati, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling Pat Tabler. Had a good chat today with Tabby. He's in great spirits. Saw him on the pregame show as well, breaking down the Blue Jays. He's listening to us when he's out driving around or on the golf course. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit the outside corner, and it's 1-2. He said his grandkids are wearing him out. We finally got to talk a little baseball, and he referenced Sycamore High School, where Kyle Hart is a product of, and he's become the second major leaguer under Chris Shrimpton, who's so proud of the 2 major leaguers that he's brought to the big leagues, and both of them in Boston. The 1-2 is a changeup downstairs, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. That program has produced now a retired big leaguer and a current major leaguer in Kyle Hart, but the other is a Cincinnati guy through and through. High school in Cincy, went to the University of Cincinnati, and Kevin Youkilis. Two. Biggio looks in the dirt. 3 balls and 2 strikes on the Toronto leadoff man. Kyle's dad, for a short time, played college baseball, so basically it's in his blood. but he wasn't sure if it would ever pan out. He had a growth spurt in between his junior and senior year. And being left-handed and starting to get the fringes of a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school, that's when the scouts really started to take notice. Off he went to Indiana University. He won 4 Big Ten championships in college. Along with Sam Travis and Kyle Schwarber. The 3-2 pitch. Down and in. Another walk to Cavan Biggio. What else is new? He's aboard for the second time tonight. The Blue Jays are threatening now with runners on at first and second. And 1 out.
That was really the just result of that at bat. Because Dan Iasonia having a rough time behind the plate. He's been all right for the most part, but that at bat to Cavan Biggio really stood out. So Cavan reaches just a couple of pitches late.
Grichuk's hunting for a strike. Runners on at first and second. Blue Jays lead 4-1. And a curveball bounced off the third base bag. That's a fair ball. It's retrieved by Devers. He'll have no play. Everybody is safe. That ball quickly down to third base and started to trickle right off the body of Rafael Devers. We get a look at the replay to see what happened. And Devers, instead of squaring up, tried the backhand, and that's where it clanked off. Devers is so good at third base. He just the backhand and quick throw to second base to perhaps start to go around the diamond. I don't know. That's a rare error for Rafael Devers. It loads the bases with 1 out.
Yeah, I don't know that either one of us can try to get into Devers' head on that one. That was hit right at him, and he did a little shuffle step to his right. And the ball wasn't going to go where his glove was in between his legs. It was going to hit him on the right shin. So he turned his glove over instead of just moving his glove over. And at that point, no chance.
They will give Randal Grichuk a base hit.
You know what? If that was Devers and it was in Boston, it would be a hit. So that's fine.
Home cooking continues in Western New York. Here's Vladdy. Bases loaded. And the pitch by Hart is a slider up and away. Ball 1. More trouble for Kyle Hart. Through 7 innings, he's allowed 11 earned runs. Now on 15 hits and 9 walks. Blue Jays looking to pour it on. The 1-0 to Guerrero. Swing and foul off. Boy, did he ever have a rip at that slider. Espinal started it with a 1-out double. A walk to Cavan Biggio. An infield base hit for Randal Grichuk. 4-1 Toronto. Looking for more, and the sacks are packed.
And if you're wondering if Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has ever hit a grand slam, well, then you don't listen to this radio station very much because it's off the promos that we play. Ben Wagner's call of Vladdy's first grand slam. He's since hit another. He has a lifetime 1126 OPS with the bases loaded.
The lefty kicks and deals, and the fastball is high. 2 balls and a strike on Guerrero. Hit the ball hard his first time up. A sinking liner handled by Jackie Bradley Jr. Now 8 for 25 on a 7-game hit streak. Espinal, Biggio, Grichuk leading away. Guerrero stares out. And the 2-1 pitch. He smacked the barrel of the bat with his right hand.
With Hart in trouble again, there's already action in the Red Sox bullpen. Ryan Weber is throwing.
Blue Jays saw him as a starter at Fenway Park earlier this year. Their rotation has already taken a dent. Tomorrow's starter, Nathan Eovaldi, has been bumped to Saturday because of a cramp in his calf. So they'll lean on Colton Brewer to make the spot start tomorrow. Bases loaded for Guerrero. The 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. It's picked up by Bogarts. He'll feed second for 1. Peraza with the turn on to first in time to stop the threat and retire the side. The Blue Jays had him loaded, but an inning-ending ground ball that turns out to be 2 keeps the score the same. Blue Jays 4, Red Sox 1. On the other side of the break, Mike Wilner returns with the play-by-play story. This is Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio.
Gracias a todas esas personas que están comenzando a seguirme ahora mismo. Muchísimas gracias. Se le agradece un montón, mi gente. Vamos a seguir compartiendo el directo para poder llegar a más personas, mi gente. Y gracias por estar aquí. Espero que se disfruten el partido. Si veo que todo el público, las veces compartidas suben más, hay posibilidad de que se transmita otro juego. O sea, después que pase este de Boston y Blue Jays, ponemos otro juego, maybe. Así que actívense.
Links send hunger down to the minors and feed your wild side, and an opportunity goes by the wayside for the Blue Jays. At the bottom of the second, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. bounces into an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. The Blue Jays don't get to Kyle Hart. Chase Anderson delivers a first pitch strike, and a change made for the Blue Jays this inning. Joe Panik has come into the ball game. We're not sure where. There's a looping liner to second, and that's Joe Panik at second base. Brandon Drury is still in the game. We don't know right now if he's at short or third, and if it's Travis Shaw or Santiago Espinal who's come out, but Jose Peraza, a little looping liner to second, caught by Panik for the first out of the. There's a swing and a little tapper out in front of the plate, and it'll roll foul. And yeah, that looks like Espinal definitely still in the game. Santiago is still at shortstop. Good eyes there. So that means Brandon Drury has moved to third, and Travis Shaw has come out of the ball game. Travis popped up in his first at bat. Has not had a play on defense yet in this game. So we'll await word from the Blue Jays and see what's up with Travis Shaw. Joe Panik comes into the game at second. Drury moves from second to third. 0-1 on Alex Verdugo. Takes a pitch low. It's 4-1 Blue Jays with one out in the top of the third and nobody on base. There's a fastball strike. And it's 1-1. The defensive change saves us a little bit from getting into that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. double play ball. It's the fourth time he's hit into a double play this season. Tied for the club lead with Shaw, who just left the game. 1-2, a little tapper, again at the plate, again foul. 1-2. Shaw has 35 fewer plate appearances than Guerrero to share the team lead in grounding into double plays. Panik's next with 3. In just 43 at-bats. 1-2 pitch. Again tap foul back of the plate. Chase Anderson with a curveball that time, and it's 1-2 on Verdugo. So Panik will hit in the 6th spot in the order, occupied previously by Shaw. Travis popped up in his only plate appearance of the game. The 1-2 pitch again, and this time it's a fastball in, ball 2, 2-2. 4-1 Blue Jays, thanks to a 4-run first inning against the rookie Kyle Hart. That pitch is inside, and the count is full. Verdugo grounded out to start the game. Red Sox were 2 for 9 against Anderson the first trip through the order. There's another foul ball down the first base side, and Alex Verdugo, if nothing else, is driving up Chase Anderson's pitch count right here. This will be the 12th pitch of this plate appearance? No, that's not right. The 3-2 pitch is grounded to first. It's picked up by Guerrero. He'll step on the bag to retire the runner. That was the 12th pitch of the inning, and there are 2 away. Anderson in this outing as he taps his forearm and then taps the back of his head with the rosin bag. Getting ready for Rafael Devers, who he struck out looking back in the first inning. Devers hitting just .220 with an on base of only .270. And the first pitch is a fastball right down the middle, taken for a strike. The Verdugo at bat was 9 pitches. A good job by Alex. There's a strike again.
El partido del día de hoy de los Yankees y Braves fue pospuesto. El juego de hoy de los Yankees fue pospuesto.
Chase Anderson has gone 3 innings twice, pitched into the 4th once. Hasn't seen the 5th yet. This is his 43rd pitch, and it swung on and lined into left field, a base hit. Beyond the reach of Espinal on the shift. Rafael Devers goes down and gets one and just flicks it into left center for a 2-out single.
With the breaking ball instead of the fastballs that Devers had taken earlier in that at bat. Tried to fool him with a curve, and Devers just flicked it into left field.
Brings up JD Martinez as Devers and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. have a chat. Smile on Rafi's face. You can't see Vladdy's expression. He's got his glove up in front of his mouth. JD grounded out his first trip. He takes the pitch down for ball 1. Martinez also disappointing at the plate this year, but it's tough to have many guys going well and still be 9-20 like the Red Sox are. 1-0. This is away for ball 2. Ben, you mentioned last inning that Nate Eovaldi scratched from tomorrow's start. The Red Sox are 6-6 when Nate Eovaldi or Martin Perez starts. Anybody else in there 3-14 on the season, and the Blue Jays will now see neither Eovaldi nor Perez. Boston hasn't announced a starter for Thursday yet. 2-0 pitch is popped up, foul. First base side, and Vladdy over the shoulder. Chase Anderson gives up a 2-out single and nothing more. And they're headed to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Salem Field. Blue Jays lead the Red Sox 4-1. lead off the third with the Blue Jays up 4-1 on the Boston Red Sox. And he takes Kyle Hart's first pitch up and in for ball one. All 4 runs coming in the bottom of the first inning against Kyle Hart. They had a chance for more in the second, loading the bases, but couldn't cash. 1-0. There for a strike with a changeup, and it's 1-1. Teoscar walked on 4 pitches in the first inning, and then Lourdes Gurriel Jr. followed with a double off the wall in right field to score a pair. 2 batters later, Danny Jansen had a 2-run single. 1-1's inside, and it's 2-1. Hernandez stands in, batting .294. OPS closing in on 1,000. 2-1, a swing and a miss. And a hanger right there. A slider up. And Teoscar had designs of that screen over the left field wall, but he couldn't get to it. 2-2. Hard into the motion. And there's a swing and a little fly ball to right field side. And it'll land just beyond the Red Sox dugout. In foul territory. Still 2-2. Hernandez leads the Blue Jays with 10 home runs, leads in plenty of categories. 2-2, a strike we called, might have been inside. A little sinking fastball that Hernandez didn't like. He goes down looking to lead off the third inning. Vancouver shut out in Game 1. They look to bring the offense. For Game 2, the Canucks and the Golden Knights tonight at 9:45 Eastern on Sportsnet and CBC. Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., one of the 2 big swings of the game tonight. He hits the first pitch high in the air, shallow right, and charging hard as Pilar, coming in even more now, and he makes the catch. Here's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., one of the 2 big swings of the game tonight. First 1 pitch out for Kyle Hart in this game. And quickly, there are 2 down in the third for Joe Panik. His career, 7 for 43 on the season, batting .163 without an extra base hit. He takes a strike off the plate outside, 0-1. First of a 3-game series against the Red Sox, first of 13 in a row against Boston, Baltimore, and Miami. The 0-1 is lofted into center, and that will drop in front of Jackie Bradley. It's a base hit for Panik. With a 2-out single to bring up Danny Jansen, who had a massive 2-run single with 2 out in the first inning to get it to 4-1. Well, get to 4-0 at the time. Now it's 4-1. Blue Jays have out-hit the Red Sox 7-3 in this game.
What's more impressive, they've done it early without a long ball.
First pitch to Jansen is in the dirt. Blue Jays have been a very home run dependent offense this season. Home runs were huge for them in the win over the Rays yesterday. But yeah, 4 runs, only 1 extra base hit out of the 4. That was the Gurriel double. Panik the lead off of first. And he'll draw a throw.
Offensively, it all changed when the Blue Jays went to this venue. Salem Field, for whatever reason, has turned into a launching pad for the Toronto Blue Jays. And since they started play in Buffalo on August the 11th, they've scored 88 runs on 137 hits.
There's a swing and a ground ball foul. 1-1.
32 home runs. And this being the 15th game.
And this was an offense that was doing a whole bunch of nothing the first couple of weeks of the season for the most part. But yeah, they have woken up finally with a home. 1-1 to Jansen. Just misses outside with a changeup, 2-1.
When it started to go Tampa to Washington, that was a home and home. The layoff then, where they wanted to play a couple of home games against the Philadelphia Phillies at Citizens Bank Park and then stay on the road, then to travel through Atlanta to buy the Blue Jays extra time to get the stadium ready. The Blue Jays just weren't hitting. It was a sub-200 average.
There's a strike called. Now 2-2 on Jansen with 2 out.
And the only time that they were scoring runs is when they were hitting home runs. They were relying so heavily, but it was all solo home runs. Kevin Biggio on opening day hit a 3-run home run, then 17 consecutive solos.
2-2 to Jansen. Strike 3 call. The fastball was inside, but Dan Iasonia's been there a couple of times calling those pitches strikes. So Danny Jansen goes down looking, and for just the second time this season, Chase Anderson's going to come out for the 4th. Blue Jay. Buffalo. The Blue Jays lead the Boston Red Sox 4-1 in the first 3-game series. Here in Toronto at Baseball Control with Ben Wagner, I'm Mike Wilner. Very happy to be bringing you, today is the halfway point of the Red Sox season. They're 9-20 as Chase Anderson misses in the dirt with a first pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts has scored Boston's only run. He doubled to lead off the second. Now he takes a cut fastball for a strike. And it's 1-1. Big curveball from Anderson stays high, and it's ball 2. Bogaerts doubled to lead off the second after the Jays had put up a 4 spot in the first, and he was quickly singled home by Mitch Moreland, but that was it. Boston's got a run on 3 hits in 3 innings against Anderson. There's a swing and a foul at the plate. Bogaerts tried to hold up that swing and couldn't. And it's 2-2. Actually, I don't know if he fouled it off or if it hit him. Either way, he swung through it. So,
¿Quiénes de los que están aquí están viendo el juego en su Smart TV? Alguien que me diga si lo están viendo en su Smart TV.
next pitch is lined into right field. It'll fall in front of Biggio. And Xander Bogaerts is 2 for 2. Adds a leadoff single in the fourth to his leadoff double in the second. Jays don't have a starter for tomorrow. That will depend on how the rest of this evening goes. We know Chase Anderson isn't going to get especially deep into the game. He's thrown 51 pitches. And 70 would be great for him as he continues to work his way back from the strained oblique. Starts Martinez off with a curveball that's whacked to right center field. That'll split the outfielders and go all the way to the wall. Picked up by Hernandez as Bogarts rounds third. Xander's coming home, and he'll score without a throw on a ribby double by J.D. Martinez, or by Mitch Moreland. And the Red Sox have cut the Blue Jays' lead to 4-2.
Anderson going with a knuckle curve, and it stays high in the zone. And Moreland just plugs the gap. He was sitting on it with the timing. Hernandez got back to the warning track, picked it up. Brandon Drury, the cutoff man, caught back like he wanted to throw to the plate, but then shut it down.
So Moreland drives in Bogarts again, just like he did in the second inning. Moreland and Bogarts are 4 for 4. Everybody else is 1 for 10 in the Red Sox lineup as Christian Vasquez stands in. First pitch curveball hit on the ground towards third. There's Drury. Look the runner back, throw to first on a hop, and Vladdy picks it up to save Drury right there. First pitch out. Vasquez is retired. Moreland stays in second. Vasquez runs decently for a catcher, but Drury still had enough time to make a good, strong throw all the way to first base. And Vlad was able to handle it on the short hop as Kevin Pillar stands in. He struck out in his previous at-bat. He takes a huge rip at a curveball and misses it 0-1. Travis Shaw came out of this game injured after 2 innings. We assume injured. We don't know. We haven't heard anything. He was not involved in any plays defensively and hopped up in his one at-bat. As soon as we get word, we'll pass it along, but it does make what we heard earlier today a little bit more interesting. And that's that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has gone back to taking ground balls at third base. Charlie Montoyo telling us before the game that it's just in case somebody gets hurt, maybe as a way to get some real big boppers. 0-1 curveball, called the strike, even though it was inside. Works for Hart, it'll work for Chase, and it's 0-2. And I wonder now, Ben, Charlie said specifically a couple of times, it's just in case someone gets hurt. Maybe there was something up with Travis Shaw going into the game that they knew about. And perhaps it was aggravated over the course of the first 2 innings.
Yeah, that was really earlier this afternoon, too, that Vladdy was out taking ground balls at third base. And he also started to do it at Tropicana Field. So if there was something lingering with Travis Shaw specifically, and we guess lean his way, because he's the one that left the lineup tonight.
And he's the one that's playing a lot of third base as well. The 0-2 pitch is up, ball 1.
It's a completely different position to play, and he said that's the biggest adjustment. When I talked to him in spring training, he said it's not how you play the position, it's how you use your body to play the position. You're crouched down a lot at third base. You're usually, having to cover a little bit more territory.
1-2 to Pillar. Curveball swung on, hit on the ground to third. Drury's got it again. Look back the runner, throw to first. This time with a good, strong throw right at the neck of Guerrero. And there are 2 away.
There's another reason why Brandon Drury is your third base option. Charlie Montoyo, for 2 years, has raved about how Brandon Drury's glove plays at any level in the major leagues. He goes, he would stack him up with some of the best defenders on the hot corner that are going in the game right now. The balance would be his bat. If he could ever hit, he would be an everyday player for Toronto.
Without question. But he has not hit since joining the Blue Jay Jr. Swing and a miss at a first pitch change, 0-1. 4-2 Blue Jays, top of the fourth at Salem Field. 2 away and a runner on second. Just like in the second innings, Xander Bogaerts driven in by Mitch Moreland. This inning they flipped, and it was Bogaerts who singled and Moreland who doubled as opposed to the other way around. Moreland takes his lead off second. The 0-1 is called high, right at the top of the zone, 1-1. You heard Dan Iasonia say ball up. The other potential, barring an injury, to have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. working out at third is that at some point you could get Guerrero, Rowdy Tellez, and Daniel Vogelbach all in the lineup at the same time. Anderson will look back at second. 1-1 pitch. Handcuff. Jansen goes right through him. It'll get all the way to the backstop as to third goes Moreland on what's going to be called a pass ball. Danny Jansen, expecting a breaking ball, got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. And he couldn't corral it.
If the Blue Jays want the boppers, Vogelbach's got to pick it up, and he's still going through the intake process, so he hasn't joined the Blue Jays organization yet.
Acquired from Seattle on the weekend. 2-1 pitch lined up the middle, stabbed by Espinal. Turn and throw, and got him! What a play by Santiago Espinal! A hard line drive up the middle from Jackie Bradley Jr., fielded on a hop, turn, jump, throw, and Bradley's called out, but he's not leaving first base.
None of the Blue Jays are leaving the field. The Blue Jays haven't even left the field yet.
That's the third out, but Bradley and everybody else seemed to think he was safe. We'll get a look at the replay. A sensational grab, and then a jump throw by Espinal. And yeah, he was very safe. This should not take long at all. Jackie Bradley's foot was on the bag, and it was a good 2, 3, 4 before the ball was in Vladdy's glove. Not sure what Trip Gibson thought he was watching. Over the headsets are coming off already. Both umpires have both hands on the headsets. Yeah, that is going to be a single for Jackie Bradley. Moreland scores, and the Red Sox grab an unearned run to close the gap to a run. It's 4-3. Still an incredible play by Espinal. Just the speed of Jackie Bradley Jr.
Just more great glove work by Santiago Espinal. So one of the flashier plays that he's been a part of was actually during an inter-squad matchup at Rogers Center during summer camp.
Jose Peraza stands in now as Bradley draws a throw.
And we have seen the steady plays being made by Santiago Espinal. There are a couple of timing plays. I think back to that potential double play that he wanted to turn yesterday.
Another throw over to first. Bradley was still at the bag.
The Rays had runner on at first and third, and Espinal had that ground ball that the Blue Jays flagged up the middle of the diamond, and when he was coming across second, the ball ate him too much time, but he still made the throw to first.
Swing and a miss by Peraza, and it's 0-1.
You know, the internal clock was rushing a little bit, and the kid was trying to make something happen. And when Rafael Dolis was on his way towards first, he had to stop, which always puts your pitcher in jeopardy, and then extend his reach back to his left.
A 1 curveball hit weakly on the ground towards short. Espinal's got it. Throw on the run. Peraza's retired. Another nice play by Santiago Espinal ends the inning. But the Boston Red Sox score a couple, one of them unearned. And they'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning in Buffalo. The Blue Jays leading Boston 4-3. Red Sox as they begin the bottom of the fourth in Buffalo. Brandon Drury stands in and takes a first pitch curveball from Kyle Hart for strike one. Hart, the lefty, started this game, and the Blue Jays pounded him early for 4 first-inning runs. There's a swing and a ground ball foul, 0-2 on Drury, who started the game at second, but who has shifted over to third. Travis Shaw left the game, and we still have not yet been told why. Hart's longest outing in the major leagues is 3 2/3 innings. Blue Jays have had a runner on in every frame, bases loaded twice. 0-2 to Drury, misses up and away for ball one.
Mike, we just got word from the Toronto Blue Jays in Buffalo. Travis Shaw removed from the lineup tonight with right knee discomfort.
All right, so that explains it. 1-2 pitch, a strike 3 called. Got him with a slider outside corner. Brandon Drury is retired. We wonder how long that knee has been bothering Shaw, if it was a new thing, or if it's the reason that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been taking ground balls at third for the last 3 days.
Gracias, Edward Castillo, por esas palabras. La mejor transmisión esa que se ha visto.
A lot of base
Solo por Gaming Roll.
Santiago Espinal takes a first pitch curve for a strike.
Long grinded out games, a couple of extra inning games against the Tampa Bay Rays. Just going through.
There's a bunt up the third base side, charging Devers. Barehand throw to first, not in time. Santiago Espinal with a bunt single. Not the first time he's tried that, but beautifully executed. And he's 2 for 2 tonight.
This was beautiful, though. Surprising everybody with an infield back. Devers comes streaking in. Barehanded, do or die play. Devers makes every play close on that. His athleticism is tremendous. The body control, the strong arm. But that's a great way to sneak yourself aboard for Santiago Espinal.
He's on for Kevin Biggio, who's walked in single. And a throw over to first. Check on Espinal, who does have 1 stolen base in the big leagues. He hasn't been caught yet. Shaw was the DH yesterday, which might have been another indication that something was up. We'll see. We'll find out after the game. Biggio with a half swing, and he goes around on the first pitch, says first base ump Dan Iasonia. Looks like Phillips Valdez is starting to throw in the Red Sox bullpen. 4-3 Blue Jays with a runner on and 1 out in the bottom of the fourth. Hart is set, and the 0-1 pitch to Biggio is outside, ball 1. Our out-of-town scoreboard's brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill, now open for patio service at all of its Canadian locations. Plus, you can always visit them at stlouiswings.com for takeout and delivery options. Canada's favorite wings and favorite team, the perfect pair. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good. It's a 1-1 count on Biggio. Hart with a long look at first. The pitch called low. Ball 2, 2-1. And Ben, on that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, we were so close until about an hour ago. All 30 teams in the big leagues were supposed to play tonight, but Mother Nature had other ideas.
Sure did. The spinoff from the tropical storms rolling over the Gulf of Mexico, making landfall, and then starting to just spin all over the southeast.
Scott Downsy step off and throw to first, but Espinal is back safely, and it's 2-1.
They postponed the action tonight in Atlanta. The New York Yankees will not play in Atlanta. They will have a doubleheader on Wednesday. Rain also affecting a ball game in Washington.
2-1 pitch to Biggio's low. It's 3-1.
On that St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard, action stopped in the 6th with the Phillies leading 4-1 over the Nationals. JT Realmuto has hit a 3-run home run. Trey Turner has one for the Nats. Solo first inning shot for the National shortstop.
3-1 the count on Biggio. Left on left. Hart will go first again to check on Espinal. He's back safely.
Don't look now, but the Marlins are starting to win again. They lead the Mets tonight in the bottom of the 5th inning, 4-0. When the Blue Jays left St. Petersburg yesterday, the Orioles were waiting, and the Rays now have a 3-2 lead, top of the 4th at the Trop.
3-1 to Biggio is a curveball inside, ball 4. Cavan walks for the second time. He's reached all 3 times tonight, and the Blue Jays have runners at first and second. One out, Randall Grichuk, who's 2 for 2.
One nugget from that Tampa Bay game. Guys that didn't have an impact in the 4 games against the Blue Jays, Manuel Margot and Hunter Renfroe both have hit home runs for the Tampa Bay Rays.
A visit to the mound. And this might be the end of the day for Kyle Hart. It is. So Hart goes 3 1/3 innings. 1 out shy of his major league high. The Blue Jays get Don't put it off. Call Wendy Sokoloff or visit areyouhurt.ca. And Ben, since then, we've got additions to the injury report.
We sure do. Tonight, Travis Shaw removed because of right knee soreness, and from what I'm being told, he reported it first to the Blue Jays coaching staff when he went out for the second inning to play defensively. So it doesn't sound like it's connected to any of the action from the last couple of days with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. taking some ground balls at third base. Sounds like this is an isolated incident tonight for Travis Shaw from what we're learning from Buffalo.
An unfortunate coincidence. Shaw did play defensively in the top of the second inning, but did not come out for the third. Phillips Valdez, first pitch to Randall Grichuk, is taken for a strike. Valdez takes over for Kyle Hart. He has been a revelation for these Boston Red Sox out of the bullpen. This is his 12th appearance. He's got an ERA of 1.08. Swing and a miss by Grichuk on a changeup, and it's quickly 0-2. Valdez, in 16 2/3 innings, has allowed 16 hits but walked only 4 with 15 strikeouts. It's been a long route to get here. He's 28 years old. Made his major league debut in Texas last year. This is up with a fastball. Ball 1, 1-2. Got in 11 games with the Rangers. They put him on waivers, and the Red Sox picked him up. Pitch is in the dirt, 2-2 to Grichuk.
It was a pretty late grab. Pitchers and catchers had already reported in Boston when he was placed on waivers by Seattle, and then they got him in late February on the 23rd.
Yeah, the Rangers waived him. Seattle got him. Seattle waived him. Awful late trying to sneak him through there at the beginning of spring training. 2-2 to Grichuk is well outside, and the count runs full. Runners at first and second, one out. In the bottom of the fourth, the Blue Jays looking to restore a little bit of breathing room. They were up 4-0. It's now 4-3. Grichuk singled twice off of Kyle Hart, who started this game for Boston. The two runners on base are Hart's responsibility. Full count pitch. The runners go. It swung on, hit on the ground to short. Picked up by Bogaerts. Throw it to first. And Charlie Montoya just kept the Blue Jays out of an inning-ending double play right there. Grichuk grounds out to short. Biggio and Espinal move up to second and third.
You could see Espinal go, and Biggio right behind him, about a half second late because he's got to commit to go all the way. And you're right, that was a tailor-made ground ball up the middle that would have retired the Blue Jays. But the at-bat continues because they put him in motion.
Randall Grichuk's a guy who's not prone to striking out. That's kind of a nervy move right there, but it worked. Now Vladdy misses, or looks at the first pitch that misses outside ball one.
Charlie doesn't do it often. And maybe even a sneak attack with Randall Grichuk at the plate.
Yeah, certainly not expected on our end. But the runners move up, the Jays stay out of the double play, and Guerrero's got a chance to drive in a couple with a well-placed base hit. He takes a fastball, top of the zone for a strike, 1-1. Vladdy is 0 for 2. He scorched a ball to dead center field right at Jackie Bradley in the first inning. Came up with the bases loaded in the second and grounded into an inning-ending double play. Now he's got 2 on again. Blue Jays up 4-3 with 2 out in the fourth. The 1-1 pitch swung on it hard on the ground. Wide to third, a base hit into left. Into score is Espinal. Right behind him is Biggio. It's a 2-run single for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And the Blue Jays get that breathing room back. They're leading 6-3.
Start the runners. Stay out of an inning-ending double play. Hope that somebody comes through later on in the at-bat. Vladdy hits this ball straight into the ground, but he hits it hard enough to skip it past the outstretched arm of Rafael Devers, perfectly in between Devers and Bogaerts. Espinal and Biggio score, and for the second time tonight, the Blue Jays were looking for that clutch 2-out hit. Danny Jansen is the one that had it earlier, and now Vladdy got it.
Teoscar Hernandez takes ball 1 from Phillips Valdez. Yeah, 2 huge 2-out, 2-run singles for the Blue Jays in this game. Jansen in the first, Vladdy here in the fourth, and it's 6-3. Teoscar's 0 for 1. He's walked, he struck out, he fouls that pitch off, and it's 1-1. So the book is closed on the starter Kyle Hart. He gives up 6 runs, all earned, on 8 hits in just 3 1/3 innings. 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. In his 3 outings in the major leagues, he's now given up at least 6 runs twice. 1-1 to Hernandez, hit hard on the ground, picked up by Peraza on the shift on the other side of second. He'll throw to first, and the inning is over. But the Blue Jays once again get a clutch 2-out hit, and they head to the fifth, leading the Red Sox 6-3. For Ben Wagner will take the money.
Park in Buffalo. This ball game shifts into the fifth. 6-3 Toronto over Boston. We're at baseball control tonight in downtown Toronto with Mike Wilner, Ben Wagner, Alex Verdugo, Rafael King in the fifth. Right-hander's first pitch to Verdugo is a fastball inside for ball one. This is the first time in 4 starts that the Toronto right-hander has made it to the fifth inning. No action behind him in the bullpen. The pitch sinks downstairs, and it's 2 balls and no strikes on Verdugo. Verdugo's 0 for 2. He's bounced to Vladdy at first base both times up. Infield slightly shifted to the right. Into the windup, Anderson to the left-hand batter, and there's a line drive, and it is foul as it screams past Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s dive. He landed in foul territory, didn't touch it, but it was a borderline play. Verdugo will walk back towards home plate. Blue Jays opening up a 7-game homestand and a 3-gamer against the Boston Red Sox, leading in the fifth, 6-3. We may have more offense in this ball game than what we would expect tonight. Watching hockey, the Islanders' stingy defense was on full display in Game 1. Can Philly find a way to win Game 2? We'll find out. Islanders, Flyers. It's tomorrow, 3 Eastern on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now. The 2-1 to Verdugo. Fastball slapped the other way, a base hit into left field. Verdugo just mixed extra bases on the right side. He goes to the left side, and he's got his first hit of the night. It's now a 14-game hit streak for Alex Verdugo. He has settled into that leadoff spot so nicely. And that's one thing that the Red Sox were in dire need of. They tried Andrew Benintendi. That didn't work out. Alex Verdugo is hitting in that 7 and 8 slot, so they moved him up the card, and he's been a savior for Ron Renicky. Three-run lead for Toronto. Boston batting in the fifth. Rafael Devers the hitter.
And they did it while the Blue Jays were in town. We saw Andrew Benintendi really going through it with the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park, and they saw it too. Benintendi's on the injured list now, but Alex Verdugo had a huge game.
Quick move to first and the runner's back.
Couple of homers and a walk. And the next day we saw him in the leadoff spot with Benintendi 2 for 33, and he hasn't left since.
Wilmer Font is just starting to loosen in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Anderson nearing 70 pitches. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good cut fastball. And it's strike one. It's very interesting to see Wilmer Font up. The Blue Jays guys in the bullpen, especially the guys Charlie Montoyo leans on, won't work back-to-back very often. Wilmer Font throwing here, in my mind, would be a candidate to serve as an opener tomorrow against the Red Sox. Evers, the left-handed batter, the pitch by Anderson, swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 0-2. Shunya Maguchi, I think, would be the bulk guy if the Blue Jays had it all work out in their favor, getting away from this ball game specifically to line up their bullpen day to an extent. Vaughn has served as an opener a handful of times in a couple of stops. Oakland, Tampa Bay, and of course Toronto. Runner at first, nobody out. 6-3 Blue Jays. The pitch to Devers. Popped him up, off the fist. Behind home plate, Jansen looking for a chance. Next to the screen, won't have one. Field to play. So Devers at bat continues.
Font did a terrific job opening for the Blue Jays, a whole big bunch last year. You wonder they could just give Yamaguchi the start. He was up over 50 pitches in his last innings. Looked good. They could open with a Thomas Hatch for a couple of innings. There are a lot of possibilities, but they have to do it a couple of times this week.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. Good run on the heater from Anderson. Off the outside corner. Devers is down on strikes. And there's one away.
But yeah, I was right there with you thinking if they need an opener, Wilmer Font is more than likely to be the guy. And that would not seem to be the case at the moment.
1 on, 1 out. 6-3 Blue Jays leading in the fifth. JD Martinez, the hitter, bounced to second, popped up in foul ground where Vladdy handled the fly. Righty on righty. Anderson, the long pause, now to the plate. Fastball's high for ball one. Anderson's getting this pitch count up. He's getting deeper into ball games, which is important for him and Toronto. It's a rotation that only 4 times this season has seen a starter get through 6. Matt Shoemaker, now on the injured list, did it twice. Hyun-Jin Ryu has only done it twice. The 1-0, swinging a foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike on JD Martinez.
And I don't believe there's any other starter in this rotation who's even gotten an out in the 6th.
No, and I'm not expecting that from Chase Anderson tonight, but it's just a byproduct of where the Blue Jays are in their pitching staff and why the bullpen has had to cover more than half of the innings played for the Blue Jays this season. Anderson steps on, now he steps off. Rotation-wise, they know where they're at on Thursday in the series finale against Boston. That'll be Hyun-Jin Ryu. A 1-1 pitch. Slider on the outside corner. Good pitch by Anderson. And it's 1-2. Everything will have a ripple effect because if you use Wilmer Font tonight, you likely have to expect Thomas Hatch to throw. Tomorrow would be the ideal day, but that may jeopardize perhaps him starting then on Friday. Quick move to first base, and diving back goes Verdugo.
You might get Anthony Kay starting on Friday, potentially, if you don't need to use him for bulk innings out of the bullpen today, tomorrow. Thursday, you hope Ryu can get you 7.
Target set high. Anderson reaches back and a fastball hit in the air out to right field. Underneath it, Kevin Biggio. He's there, makes the catch, and there are 2 out. In the 5th. 6-3 Toronto, leading Boston for Xander Bogaerts. Started the 2nd inning with a double, came in to score on the Mitch Moreland RBI single. And then Moreland's double got him home from first base when he started the 4th with a base hit. It's been busy in the 4 and 5 spot in the order for Boston. Everybody else pretty silent against Chase Anderson. Blue Jays have out hit the Red Sox 9-7. Outfield under the lights, straight up. Infield pretty much true with the runner held at first. Anderson pauses for a moment, steps off, tugs on the jersey. Font's ready if the Blue Jays need him. Anderson trying to complete the 5th. The pitch, knuckle curve, darts in. And that's strike 1 on Bogaerts. Red Sox are in a nice run of consecutive play, too. 30 games in a window of 31 days. The 0-1. Fastball just missed outside. Of course, the Blue Jays are in the midst of 28 games over a 27-day window. And so far, doing really well. They're hitting. They want more consistency out of the starting pitching, but the bullpen has been electric. From the 5th inning on, Charlie Montoyo has high-leverage guys he trusts. The 1-1. Is a breaking ball popped up in the air out to left field, pushing Gurriel back shy of the track. He's there. He'll make the catch, and the Red Sox are done in the 5th inning. 4.5 gone by in Western New York. Blue Jays with a 6-3 lead over the Boston Red Sox. This is Blue Jays baseball powered by Jack Links over the Sportsnet Radio Network. game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboard standings, and, of course, Blue Jays baseball in your earbuds. Download the MLB app today, the number one
El
app
juego de
for
Washington
live baseball.
está retrasado.
Looking at St. Louis Field in
Phillips
downtown
ganando
Buffalo,
4,
New York.
Washington
Phillips
1.
Valdez will return.
El juego está retrasado. Es posiblemente lo
6-3.
pospongan.
Over the visiting Red Sox. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Joe Panik, and then Danny Jansen in the order. A wiry right-hander stares in, and it's pitch. Slider down and away. That's ball one. Blue Jays erupted in a long first inning for 4 runs. A 2-run double by Gurriel, and then a 2-run base hit by Danny Jansen. Red Sox got one back in the top of the second. Valdez whips the fastball away. 2 balls and no strikes on Gurriel. It became a 1-run game with 2 across for the Bo Sox in the 4th. And then the Blue Jays got it right back on a 2-run single by Vladdy. Now 6-3 Toronto. 2-0 to Gurriel. Fastball picked the inside corner. Missed the spot where Christian Vasquez wanted it, but he just moved the ball to the inside corner, froze it with the frame, and Dan Iasonia said it's a strike. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball's away, and it's 3-1. Gurriel with his 2 RBIs in the first inning, a significant moment. 4th fastest player in Blue Jays history to the 100 RBI mark. He now owns 101, only behind Carlos Delgado, JP Arancibia, and Josh Phelps. 3-1. Inside, slider missed and a leadoff walk. Joe Panik second at bat. Singled softly to center field. His first time up in the 3rd. He came in to occupy the spot in the lineup card for Travis Shaw, who reported a little knee discomfort after playing in the 2nd inning on the diamond. Nothing that happened on the bases or during an at-bat were told from Buffalo. But Shaw was lifted from the lineup. Panik went in. He's at second now, and Brandon Drury left second base to play at third. Quick move over to first. Gurriel is back with ease. The Panik family, no stranger to Western New York. Joe, the older brother of Paul Panik. The pitch. Missed outside. Paul Panik was a collegiate catcher at Canisius College, which their campus is right there in downtown Buffalo. And as Joe was working his way through the San Francisco Giants organization, he was just about ready to step into the big leagues when Paul was done playing college baseball. Fastball on the inside corner to Joe, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The younger brother wasn't sure what he wanted to do because professional baseball wouldn't work out for him, so he thought, well, I know the guys in Niagara County, only about 45 minutes away. They had an opening on their baseball staff, so Paul Panik was hired as his assistant coach. It's 1 and 2. That lasted a year, and another opportunity opened up at his alma mater. So why pack the truck? He could stay in Western New York, and he became a full-time assistant coach at Canisius. And then he tapped into his family resources because by then, Joe Panik had made a little cashish playing with the Giants. Slider, swing and a miss. So Joe had an opportunity to delve into his resources. He provided some of the kids some equipment and the coaching staff some other resources as well, including bat bags, some bucket balls, and a handful of other equipment items that still are emblazoned with that San Francisco Giants logo that are still used by the college baseball team in Canisius today. 1 out, 1 on. Danny Jansen, the backstop, takes a breaking ball in the dirt. That's ball 1. Jansen with a big 2-run base hit back in the first. That 4-run first at bat propelling the Blue Jays now in the 5th, leading 6-3. One out. Lash the other way, foul. Skips wide of the bag at first, up near the bullpen that's silent. Darkness has totally set in Buffalo. Improved lighting system beaming down. Quick move by Valdez. A lob shot to first base, though. Gurriel back there easily. Now starting to stroll. Mark Budzinski's been in his ear a couple of times. Relaying the times to the plate. 1 out, 1 on the pitch. Fastball's inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Very interesting that Wilmer Font stopped throwing in between innings and hasn't gotten back up. Chase Anderson in the Blue Jays dugout does not look like a guy who is done, even though he's at 77 pitches.
Another move to first. And Gurriel's back there standing up. Mitch Moreland, Christian Vasquez, Kevin Pillar set to come up in the 6th.
It's possible.
He gets warm and then sits down. The 2-1 pitch, and that spins over for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Joe Biagini, over the last couple of years, deked many in the bullpen. He would get up, throw, mill around, sit down. Maybe he would throw again. Maybe he wouldn't throw again. No one ever could figure out Joe.
No one ever will.
2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Jansen, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk by Phillips Valdez. Brandon Drury's 0 for 2. Now at third base. Led off the second, bouncing down to third. Started the 4th, striking out. (6-3) Toronto. The pitch to Drury, fouled off at the plate. 0-1 the count. Well, there's one big difference from the last time that the Blue Jays were playing at Salem Field versus the last time our Sportsnet TV monitors were peering in and giving us a sense of what the ballpark experience is like. They open up the turnstiles a little bit. The 0-1. Fastball's high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. They have made a significant addition to the number of cardboard cutouts. You can see a lot more of the seats covered with cardboard cutouts, and we see a lot of smiling young faces, some old faces, and a significant increase in the number of furry friends, by the way. The 1-1. That's popped up. The line right. Racing forward, Kevin Pillar. He's underneath it, making the catch. Brandon Drury's retired. The Blue Jays can't do anything with the leadoff walk. That carries us through 5. Blue Jays 6, Red Sox 3. This is Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio. His fastball to Mitch Moreland is called strike. Moreland had an RBI single in the second inning and then doubled and came in to score in the fourth. Defense shifted to the right. Triangle, topped in short right field. And now time is called. Now we're ready to go. The 0-1 pitch. That's downstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Moreland leading off the 6th inning. Christian Vasquez, Kevin Pillar set to follow. Wilmer Font is back up and throwing. As soon as Chase Anderson went to the mound, Font also joined him on the ball. There's not a lot of history between Chase Anderson and Mitch Moreland. Only 4 at-bats in their career against each other. Moreland stares out. Anderson working out of the line, locked in on the fingers of Danny Jansen. The pitch. Fastball's away. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Starter tonight, Kyle Hart, went 3 1/3 for the Red Sox. Gave up 8 hits that scored 6 runs. He walked 3, struck out 3. Bill Valdez, a 1-hit shutout so far through an inning and 2/3. 3-1, up and away. 5-pitch walk to Moreland. He's aboard for the 3rd time. And here comes Charlie Montoya with a walk towards the mound. So that'll do it. 82 pitches tonight for Chase Anderson. He issues his first walk of the evening. And it's 5+, allowing 3 runs, 2 earned on 7 hits, a walk and 3 strikeouts. But he'll depart with the book still open in this 6th inning.
The 11-16, the 11-18 Royals, and the 11-19 Mariners. There's not a whole lot of competition for that 8th spot. And if the Blue Jays can be anywhere close to 500, you would think that they're going to get in.
That's the goal, and very much the belief in the Blue Jays clubhouse. Wilmer Font comes aboard. It's his 13th appearance of the season. Blue Jays in front 6-3. Red Sox batting in the 6th. The big right-hander wheels and deals, and a fastball called strike as Christian Vasquez was backpedaling out of the batter's box. I don't know if it was a bead of sweat or maybe one of those pesky bugs that are floating around home plate. Maybe got into the eye of Vasquez. That is not a comfortable situation if you're the batter and you lose 50% of your vision. He was asking for time, thought was into the delivery, and the pitch went in. And, of course, it was called the strike, but Vasquez frustrated. A lot of those bugs buzzing about on the shores of Lake Erie. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball is high from Vaughn at 95 miles an hour. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilmer, over 12 appearances, has worked 8 2/3. He's been hit a little bit. 14 base hits, scoring 8 runs, 7 earned. He's only issued 2 walks. He's fanned 11. Fastball's wide, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Looks like Darwinson Hernandez is losing in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Lefty is throwing with purpose. The 2-1. Fastball across for a called strike, and it's 2-2. Vasquez lined out sharply to center field his first time up. Rolled down to third, back in the 4th. He's 0 for 2. Lottie holds the runner at first. Moreland's not going anywhere. 2-2. Fastball just missed the outside corner. Did it ever slam into the glove right where Danny Jansen wanted it, but he couldn't get the call from Dan Iasonia. You know, that's one of those things where if it just pops the glove and you freeze it there, I know a lot of teams are very caught up in metrics and framing, and catchers are moving the ball into the zone and out of the zone and trying to draw it more center of the plate a lot. That's exactly what Jansen did. Maybe it cost him the strike, the pitch. There's a fastball fouled back.
It's definitely possible. We've seen a lot of drawing the ball up and in and up and centered down if it's up. But sometimes if you just let it hit and stick, you'll get that call.
That's one of the beliefs of my neighbor. Talk with him almost every day about it.
Your neighbor used to catch in the big leagues.
Indeed. And I watch him 30 minutes prior to every Blue Jay game. Joe Siddle lives next door. Three-two pitch. Fastball in the air out to straightaway center field. It's touched well. Hernandez going back, reaches out the warning track, and he can't get it. That ball's out of his grasp. Moreland had to see it to the turf. He's rounding second, going to third, and Christian Vasquez strolls into second base with a stand-up double. Teoscar Hernandez retreating to the biggest part of Salem Field, just in front of the 404 notch, is where that ball landed off the bat of Vasquez. Now with nobody out, runners are on at second and third, and the tying run is coming into the batter's box with Kevin Pillar.
Vasquez forgot about the notch because when he hit that ball, he thought he got it and that it was gone, and Teoscar was almost able to run it down in deep center field. But not quite, and look how a 6-3 game can turn right here.
It's turned quickly, and Kevin Pillar swinging the bat right now. Fought ready, and the splitter's down and away. Ball 1. 2 on, nobody out. Pillar's been aboard 12 consecutive games. He's struck out and grounded out tonight. The pitch, swing and a miss, fastball by him. Pillar comes into tonight's game with 199 career doubles. Reached base in 12 straight. It's the third longest streak of Kevin's career. Had a 19-game streak, bridging the playoff runs for the Blue Jays in 15 and 16, and then a 16-game streak in 2017. The pitch by Vaughn. Fastball past him. Good 95-mile-an-hour velocity and a challenge fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Pilar.
We've seen Kevin be as hot as anybody, but he's not the kind of guy you expect to put together long on-base streaks because he doesn't walk. He's really got to hit his way through those streaks, and that's what he's been doing right now.
32nd round draft choice by the Blue Jays back in 2011. The 1-2 pitch fouls the fastball off at home plate. Got back to the mesh, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Pilar story is so inspiring. A guy that hit but didn't have a lot of opportunity to play collegiately. His high school baseball coach, of course, loved him, loved his playing style, his defense, his offense, his speed. And he got a job as an assistant coach in California. And he said, why don't you come with me? I've got a spot for you. I know you can play. The Blue Jays didn't exactly back up the Brinks truck in 2011 for Pilar. Gave him $1,000. Pilar said, I'll take it. The 1-2. And he pops up the fastball towards first base. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is underneath it. He'll make the catch. Vaughn got what he wanted. A strikeout or a pop-up. It went into the air. Pilar's retired. Now Jackie Bradley Jr. Not really much of a threat, but Jackie Bradley Jr. has speed. A couple of home runs this season for Jackie Bradley Jr. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Got an infield single in the 4th. Runners on at 2nd and 3rd. 3-run lead for Toronto. Fastball from Vaughn. Cruises over for strike 1.
Jackie, better be careful blowing those bubbles at the plate. You don't want to bring it back into your mouth with a sand fly on it.
0-1. Ground ball towards the middle of the diamond, bouncing through into center field. A base hit. Moreland scores. Vasquez is stopped at 3rd. It's an RBI single for Jackie Bradley Jr. He drives in his 2nd of the night. It's a 6-4 Blue Jay lead. RBI 9 and 10 tonight against the Blue Jays off the bat of Jackie Bradley Jr. Hernandez got to that ball as quickly as he could, came up throwing, missed Vladimir Guerrero Jr. If Vasquez never stopped running, he would have scored. But he powered down, reaching 3rd base. Blue Jays with a couple of lapses there defensively. A wild throw that was way up the first base line, missed the cutoff man. Now Jose Peraza gets a chance to swing. Good splitter from Vaughn. Strike 1 called. That run closes the book on Chase Anderson. Charged with 4 runs, 3 earned. 7 hits, the 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 5+ over 82 pitches. Pitcher of record with the Blue Jays leading 6-4. Pitch by Vaughn is a fastball fouled back by Peraza, the number 9 hitter, in the hole 0-2.
So that run, the 3rd earned run, the 4th against Anderson, snaps the streak. He had 8 consecutive starts with at least 3 innings pitched and 2 or fewer runs allowed, which doesn't sound like much, but nobody else has more than 9 in the major leagues.
Oh, 2 up and in, and it got Peraza on the wrist. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball hits the Red Sox infielder. He's writhing in pain a little bit. Slowly strolling up the first base line. Jackie Bradley Jr. will go to second. The bases are loaded after the plunk. Yeah, the 8 straight starts allowing 2 runs or less. For Chase Anderson, 6 of the 8 had been 4 innings or less. So not deep, but still very effective. Peraza is now being attended to by a member of the Red Sox medical staff. He's reached first base, but he's in a catcher's crouch. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. just came over, patted him on the backside with a glove. Now that is a disturbing look from Jose Peraza. Grimacing, kind of looking off with a painful grimace. AJ Cole is loosening in the bullpen. Darwinson Hernandez, the lefty, is still up. He's kind of strolling around, tossing every now and again for the Red Sox. The bases are loaded. The Blue Jays have a 6-4 lead. We're in the top of the 6th.
And the Blue Jays just played some good old-fashioned New York Yankee-style stall ball. Pete Walker was going to go out to talk to Wilmer Font, but Charlie Montoya said, no, stay here while the trainer is out with Peraza. And then once the trainer goes back in, then go out and talk to him. Let A.J. Cole throw a few more warm-up pitches in the bullpen, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he's throwing with purpose, and that's why the Blue Jays skipper said, let's just drain the shot clock here a little bit. Walker made the visit. He's back in the third base dugout. Alex Verdugo steps in. Bases loaded in front of him. The pitch by Font. Spins high, ball 1. Verdugo's put it in play all 3 times. He got a single in the 5th, but he's 1 for 3. Tying runs in scoring position. The go-ahead run with Peraza at first. Font ready, and he deals. And the pitch is hit hard on the right side, and everybody's moving up 90 more feet. Alex Verdugo's second hit of the night, pulling the Red Sox within 1. It's 6-5, Toronto. There's still only 1 out. RBI 12 for Alex Verdugo. Jackie Bradley Jr. with good speed, only emphasizing the fact it doesn't necessarily take a base hit for the Red Sox to tie this game. Jose Peraza, with that sore wrist, stands at second. Verdugo's aboard at first, and Rafael Devers comes up. Devers is 1 for 3. He struck out a couple of times. And Devers won't face Wilmer Font. Charlie Montoya is out, and he's going to make a pitching change here in this 6th inning. A.J. Cole has been summoned as Font departs. Rafael Devers and AJ Cole. Then he'll go upright. He rests for a moment. And now he deals the 2-2. Outside with another slide piece. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he's got to go in, Devers. Devers with an open stance on the left side. The 3-2 pitch. Ripped down to first and through a base hit. Rippling up the line, going all the way deep into the corner. Biggio will have to play it at the base of the wall. Jackie Bradley Jr. scores. Peraza Sox have him cleared on a triple by Rafael Devers and have an 8-6 lead. 5-run, 6th inning at bat for the Boston Red Sox. First triple of the season for Rafael Devers. 15 driven in and a brand new game.
That ball hit awfully hard right towards Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who moved down into his left to get it, and then it took a hop and went about 3 feet over his head.
JD Martinez tracks a fastball off the outside corner. It's called a strike.
If it's possible to hit a bad hop triple, that's what Rafael Devers just did.
That is the biggest blow of the night off the bat of Devers. JD Martinez is 0 for 3. The pitch, fastball cut on and missed, and it's 0-2. AJ Cole fell behind in that at bat to Devers and had to go in, and Devers had a spot and he raked it. Took it all the way into the corner. Biggio had a long way to run and had to pick it up right at the base of the wall. The 0-2, and that's popped up in the air out to right field. Cavan Biggio is there. He'll make the catch. Back at third and tagging. Here comes Devers. The throw by Biggio. It's late. A sacrifice fly for JD Martinez. Red Sox played their 6th run of this 6th inning. It's a 9-6 Boston lead.
The blown save here goes to A.J. Cole, but the heavy lifting on it was done by Wilmer Font, who faced 4 hitters and only retired 1. Gave up 3 hits and hit a batter while getting just the 1 out. Looking at social media, there's a lot of Charlie Montoyo criticism coming out for lifting Chase Anderson after he pitched to only 1 batter, but I don't think that's quite fair.
Xander Bogaerts the batter. Here's the pitch. It's over for a slider called strike.
Anderson hadn't even pitched it to the 5th yet in this season. He goes into the 6th without having walked anybody and immediately walks his first batter. That's a huge red flag right there that says get him out.
Bogaerts the 9th hitter of this inning. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we're going to hear from Charlie postgame, and he'll explain the move as he always does. But also, Chase Anderson's not stretched out. It also is a very, very clear case of the situation that it is a managed situation where a pitch count will also factor in. The 0-2 pitch. That's a slider low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Chase did throw 78 pitches in his last outing, and he was at 77 through 5 today. So there were a couple of extra ups and downs that get him out there. But I wonder, I wonder if they let him talk himself into, or talk his way into staying into the game, into the 6th.
1-2 pitch. Slider is down and away. Not even close for Bogaerts.
You're going to check in since the hope was for him to go 5. But if he says, I'm okay, I can get another 3 outs, and he goes out and walks the first guy after he hasn't walked anybody, I think there's your indication that he wasn't as right as he says. Or he didn't have as much left as he said he did.
Out of the windup, Cole deals. And there's a swing and a line drive, base hit into left. Xander Bogaerts is aboard. And the long 6th inning continues to roll for the Boston Red Sox. They've batted around. They've scored 6 runs. They've erased the deficit and now have a 3-run lead. Mitch Moreland started it all off and drew that walk from Chase Anderson. And we've heard about pitchers talking themselves back into a contest. Maybe the manager or the pitching coach was the straw that they had to break to stay in a ball game. But in this case, Anderson's a veteran. You trust his word. Moreland takes a fastball strike on the outside corner. But also, there could be, all right, if you get 1, 2, 3 inning, you can keep cruising. Or if you get the first out, you can keep cruising. But if you walk a guy or if somebody gets a base hit, you're done. We're going to the bullpen.
And we saw that with John Gibbons many times. Gibby would let a guy start an inning, but as soon as one guy reached, that was that.
Shift to the right. The 0-1. Up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. There is motion in the bullpen. Travis Bergen. He made his major league debut with the San Francisco Giants after he was left exposed. The Giants grabbed him in the Rule 5 draft in the December draft at the winter meetings in 2018. Didn't pitch a lot in the big leagues last year, but he's up in the pen, 1-1.
El Cristo, el Mesías, el único.
Side, near the bag at first. Vladdy's underneath it, backpedaling, and he makes the catch on Moreland to retire the side. 10 men got to the plate, 6 runs were scored against 3 different pitchers. It's 9-6. Boston now leading Toronto after 5.5. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network. The Blue Jays have to hit the reset button after back with a big frame. A 6-run bat around top of the 6th. And the Red Sox now in front 9-6 as Darwinson Hernandez, the left-handed reliever, takes over. For the visiting Boston Red Sox, Brandon Drury, Santiago Espinal, and Kevin Biggio scheduled to come up. Hernandez has been used as a starter in the big leagues, a lot of starting opportunity in the minors, but now he is in the bullpen for Boston. Lefty to the right-handed hitting Santiago Espinal, who takes a fastball in there for a called strike 1. Espinal, Biggio, Grichuk coming up. Santiago's 2 for 2. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Santiago doubled but was stranded at third back in the third. He singled and then came in on the 2-run base hit by Vladdy. That all happened in the fourth. 1-2. When we joined you on the broadcast tonight, I mentioned that Buffalo may be under a blizzard warning with the way that the Blue Jays had been launching baseballs. 32 home runs in the last 14 games. The 1-2 pitch, chopping ball to the middle of the diamond, ranging to his left. Bogart sticks the gloves out, and he can't get it. Espinal's aboard with a 3-hit night. That's the first of his career. That brings up the top of the order at Kevin Biggio. So the Blue Jays not only have been slugging it, but they have been scoring a ton of runs while doing so. 84 runs, 130 hits in the 14 games leading up to this one. The Blue Jays have 10 more hits. They've scored 6 runs, but they haven't gone long. Biggio's been aboard all 3 times. Hernandez zips the fastball over for strike 1. Kevin singled and scored to lead off the first. He walked and was stranded at second in the second. And then he took another free pass and came in the fourth. The 0-1. Ground ball against the ship, but Bogarts flags it. Pop shot over to second base. Peraza with the pivot. On to first, not in time. Espinal taken off on the fielder's choice. 6-4 on the play. Biggio safe at first. Here in this bottom 6, with Toronto trailing 9-6, we peek at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard.
Now let's go to the Trop. How about that, where the Blue Jays always tend to have a good time. Now the Baltimore Orioles are in, and they're trailing 4-2 as they move to the 9th. Hunter Renfroe and Manuel Margot with home runs and a 3-run second.
Randall Grichuk will take a strike below the knees.
This may be the week where the House of Cards in Baltimore comes a tumbling down. They got a series with the Rays, and then they come to Buffalo to play a Jays team that swept them last week.
Grichuk jackknives out of the way of a fastball at 95.
Cleveland's doubling up on Minnesota 4-2. That game is in the bottom of the 6th. Francisco Lindor has a 2-run home run. It's his 5th of the season. Oakland and Texas tied 1-1. That game in the 4th in Arlington.
The 1-1, Grichuk fouls it off his body in the batter's box.
Pardon me, it's now 3-1. Oakland's just gone up on a 2-run homer by Matt Olson. It's his 10th of the season. The Angels are in Houston, and they're playing 2. The Astros took the opener 6-3, but LA leads the nightcap 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th.
The 1-2 pitch. Fastball at the knees. Grichuk's down on strikes. 2 away.
And the Detroit Tigers have 2-0 lead on the Cubs as they play in the top of the 6th inning. Spencer Turnbull is throwing the 3-hitter for Detroit. Miguel Cabrera with an RBI single. Jacoby Jones with a sac fly, both in the 1st. And they have held up so far in this look at the St. Louis Bar and Grill out-of-town scoreboard.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike. We play in the bottom of the 6th inning. Red Sox in front 9-6. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. bats. The pitch. Fastball fouled back. That's strike 1 on Vladdy. Leadoff single for Santiago Espinal, his 3rd hit of the night. Biggio bounced into the fielder's choice. He's at first. Now at 2 out. Vladdy's 1 for 3. Lined out hard in the 1st inning. Hit into an inning-ending double play in the 2nd. Hernandez deals, a fastball's inside. And then came through with a base hit to left, hitting in the 4th. That played it a pair. This ball game has really turned, though, on two long at-bats. In the first for Toronto, and in the top of this sixth for Boston. 1-1. Third ball up and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The 6 runs by the Red Sox in the 6th inning, tied for the most offense of any at-bat this season. Rafael Devers cleared the bases with a 3-run triple. That's the biggie. Hernandez deals. Guerrero lines a fastball off to the right. Sound like it dented something at Salem Field. This ball game goes to the 7th. Travis Bergen will make his Blue Jays debut. He's ready in the pen. Matt Bushman showed him the lineup card a couple of times. The 2-2. Ground ball to the shortstop. Backhanded flag in front of the belt buckle by Bogarts. Easy chuck over to first to retire Guerrero and Toronto. No runs, a base hit, and a man left. We are through 6. Travis Bergen is coming in. Mike Wilner is coming to the microphone. Red Sox have a 9-6 lead over the Blue Jays as you listen to Blue Jays baseball powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's more exciting. Murphy Blue Jays home game from now till the end of the season. You could win a Budweiser barbecue and Blue Jays jersey. For each home game, simply tweet the inning you think the Blue Jays will hit their first home run using the hashtag #BudHomeRunContest and tag @BudweiserCanada and @Blue Jays for your chance to win. Some conditions apply. See contest rules and details at bluejays.com/BudweiserHR-Contest. It is the top of the 7th inning there at Salem Field, and Travis Bergen has come out of the bullpen to make his Blue Jays debut. 26-year-old lefty out of McDonough, Georgia, drafted by the Blue Jays back in 2015 in the 7th round, delivers a first pitch strike to Christian Vasquez. He got Rule 5 away from the Blue Jays 2 off seasons ago by the San Francisco Giants and got in 21 games for the Giants last year, pitching 19 2/3 innings before being offered back to the Jays. Breaking ball misses high, 1-1. He was returned on August 21st, and the Blue Jays sent him to Buffalo. And that's where he is now as he makes his Blue Jays debut. Facing Christian Vasquez, who pops it up foul out of play, 1-2. Vasquez greeted Wilmer Font by doubling to just about deepest center field last inning with the Mitch Moreland walk aboard. The Red Sox had runners at second and third, then Font popped up Kevin Pillar and gave up a ground ball single to Jackie Bradley Jr. for a run. Font then hit Jose Peraza with a pitch to load the bases, and the Red Sox had all kinds of fun from that point on. 1-2 pitch is fouled away. Still 1-2. Alex Verdugo drove Font from the game with a ground ball single to right. A.J. Cole came in to give up a 3-run bat hop triple to Rafael Devers, and then a sac fly to J.D. Martinez, and it was a 6-run inning for the Boston Red Sox. To take a 9-6 lead, the Blue Jays led this game 4-0 after the first inning and 6-3 going. 1-2 pitch swung on, ground to foul, third base side.
Mike, this is quite a moment for Travis Bergen. It's quite a moment for a family that not only was so eager to see him pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays, the team that drafted him, but also the connection to the country. Travis Bergen's grandmother is from Newfoundland.
1-2 pitch is strike 3 call. Travis Bergen sits down Christian Vasquez, strikes out the first batter he faces as a Blue Jay. You better make sure that the folks at Baseball Canada know that, because that means he can pitch for us at the next WBC.
Now goes through generations. His grandmother left Newfoundland as an adult. And as baseball travels would happen, she now lives 45 minutes away from the ballpark in Buffalo.
There's a swing and a foul back by Kevin Pillar on the first pitch.
Travis, born and raised in McDonough, Georgia, as you said, which is a baseball hotbed. The Jason Haywards of the world come from that area. But it's funny how life circles back and connects you, and especially in the game of baseball.
A 1 pitch is low, 1-1 on Pillar. Yeah, it is funny. You always hear about those sorts of stories. They pop up all over the place. It really is a full circle arrival. 1-1 almost clips Pillar on the front elbow. A fastball in, ball 2, 2-1. Bergen has taken the same route as so many of the other guys on this Blue Jays team. He pitched in Vancouver in 2016, 18, before being Rule 5'd away. Misses with a curveball, 3-1.
Pondré un juego más, mi gente. Cuando este termine, pongo un juego más.
Watched Kevin Pillar in Blue Jays blue with the big club while he was working away in the minors. Now Pillar, it's a ground ball to short off of him. Picked up by Espinal, throw it on to first, 2 down.
It's pretty cool. He has not been to Newfoundland. He would love to do that, but a connection to both coasts. Perhaps in the future for Travis Bergen.
He's got family on the East, and he made his Major League debut in the West with the San Francisco Giants last year. And he is the second member of this Blue Jays bullpen, returned after being drafted away in the Rule 5 in the winter of 18-19. Jackie Bradley Jr. left on left gets a big curveball that misses away for ball. Of course, Jordan Romano was also taken in that same Rule 5 draft. And to the Blue Jays' great joy, the Texas Rangers sent him back last summer. Bradley shows bunt. Another curveball misses outside, and it's 2-0. Bergen tries a fastball and misses badly high.
It's an interesting collection in that bullpen. You've got guys that are prospect status, just getting their feet wet into the major leagues, return pieces, and then resurrection projects out of Japan.
Rio pitches a fastball strike, 3-1.
The resurrections like Rafael Dolis, Anthony Bass, Shun Yamaguchi, of course, taking the next step in his career after tremendous success in Japan.
Curveball misses away, and Travis Bergen, facing a lefty for the first time, walks him with 2 out.
Now batting second baseman, number 3, Jose Peraza.
Yeah, it is really interesting when you break down the Blue Jays bullpen. With Ken Giles injured, you have Jordan Romano. Jordan Romano, who was a returnee in the Rule 5. You have Anthony Bass, who was a waiver claim, who's kicked around for a long, long time. Thomas Hatch is a pickup in a deadline deal last year. A.J. Cole, another waiver grab. Ryan Barucki, a starter, trying to work his way back from injury. Those are the guys who have gotten the biggest outs and the biggest spots for the Blue Jays out of the bullpen this year. Look at first. 1-0, swing and a miss as the runner goes. Throw down by Jansen, the tag. They got him. Danny Jansen with a perfect throw. Joe Panik gets the tag down. And Travis Bergen might do it a little unconventionally, but he's got a 1-2-3 inning in his Blue Jays debut. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet and CBC. Then, can Tampa Bay contain Boston's perfection line? Catch Game 3 of the Lightning and Bruins tomorrow at 8 Eastern on Sportsnet and CBC. Darwinzon Hernandez starts off. Teoscar Hernandez with the slider. On the inside corner for strike 1. Hernandez out for a second inning of work. Put up a 0 in the 6th after the Red Sox scored 6 in the top. There's a fastball that's low, ball 1, 1-1. Talked about Darwinzon a lot last year when he came up for the first time, one of the Red Sox top pitching prospects. Big lefty who's either going to strike you out or walk you. There seems to be a lot less of him this year than there was last year. The 1-1, swing and a miss on a fastball, strike 2. Teoscar is 0 for 2. Walked and scored in the Blue Jays' 4-run first. They were up 4-0 after 1, now trail 9-6. The 1-2, way outside, ball 2. 6 runs in the top of the 6th inning for the Boston Red Sox. 1 charge to Chase Anderson, 4 charge to Wilmer Font, and the last one to AJ Cole. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. And the count runs full. The Boston Red Sox bullpen has had its issues this year. Everything about Boston's had its issues this year. That's why they're 9-20. But they did clear out 2 of their big bullpen arms, trading Brandon Workman and Heath Hembry to the Phillies last week. Full count. Hernandez the pitch. Hernandez swings and hits a shot to third. And that's the first out. And this battle of the Hernandez is won by Darwinson.
The one is probably the circle.
Nice play on both ends there. Devers handling the hot shot. Moreland went out live and see him with the pick. And the batter is Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He had a 2-run double in the first inning and has walked and flied out since. Half swing at the first pitch. It's called a strike, and Lourdes turns and checks with Dan Iasonia. Says, did you call that a strike or did you call it a swing? And it was on the pitch. Next pitch is swung on, hit high in the air to deep right, but twisting foul. That'll get out of play, and it's 0-2. Nothing doing in either bullpen. We really don't know what Travis Bergen had been up to at the alternate training site as far as multiple innings and things like that. No minor league season this year. There's a swing and a ground ball to short. Bogarts has it. Pick it up. Throw to first. 2 away. We do know that in his major league career, Travis Bergen has been asked to get more than 3 outs exactly 3 times. He had 3 stints of 2 innings for the Giants last year. And over those 3 stints, a combined 6 innings allowed no runs on 2 hits. So the Blue Jays trying to get a little bit of length out of him, it looks like, and no panic stands in. Left on left against Hernandez. This is not a comfortable at bat. First pitch is a fastball away for ball 1.
Yeah, it's been double duty for Joe. Yesterday, he starts against Blake Snell. Hello.
Yeah. You try to put your guys into the best possible opportunity to succeed, but sometimes it's unavoidable. Pitch is outside, ball 2, 2-0. Panic came in to replace Travis Shaw in this game. Shaw leaving after 2 innings with right knee discomfort. Joe's 1 for 2. 2-0, inside ball 3. Uncomfortable at bats become a little more comfortable when you're ahead in the count 3-0. Panic gets back in the box, 8 for 45 to start his Blue Jays career. The 3-0 pitch, fastball right there, taking all the way, and it's 3-1. Now Hernandez set, pitching from the stretch, even with nobody on. He misses low, ball 4. And Joe Panic draws a 2-out walk. Danny Jansen will come to the plate. Danny had a big hit in the first inning, a 2-out, 2-run single. At the time, that made it 4-0 Blue Jays. He's since struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. And he stands in batting just 148 on the season. He takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Blue Jays are on a nice little run right now. They've won 7 out of 9. Get back up over 500. Jansen swings. It's a line drive to center, dropping quickly in front of Jackie Bradley. That's a base hit. Panic up to second. I was going to say they could still use a little production out of their catchers, but there's the second hit for Jansen tonight.
Right on cue. First was a biggie, too. That 2-out single that Jeno had, and that 4-run first.
Now Brandon Drury comes to the plate with a chance to do something big, but he'll wait as Christian Vasquez goes out to talk to Darwinson Hernandez. Thrown 31 pitches over his inning and 2/3 of work, and the Blue Jays now have the tying run at the plate in the bottom of the 7th. Brandon Drury 0 for 3 in the game. 0 for 2 against the lefty starter Kyle Hart, and then flied out to shallow right against right-handed reliever Phillips Valdez. So now he gets another shot at a lefty. And he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Brandon has 1 extra base hit this season, as Austin Bryce, side-arming righty, starts to throw in the Red Sox bullpen. That 1 extra base hit is a double. Brandon is 7 for 45 overall. He swings and he fouls pitch off, and it's 1-1. Seven for 45 makes him a 156 hitter. Struck out. We've seen him get hot. We've seen him hit well. It just hasn't happened. As a Blue Jay. He's got a chance to make an impact here. The 1-1. Swung on, fouled away again. Late on the 94 mile-an-hour heater down the middle, and it's 1-2. Blue Jays trying to work their way back here in the bottom of the 7th. They're down 9-6. They've been out hit 12-11 in what's been an error-free game to this point. First of a 3-game set against the reeling Red Sox. 9-20 to start this season, and in full sell mode with a week to go before the trade deadline. Runners lead, the 1-2 in the dirt low. Ball 2.
Voy a poner el de Atlanta y el de Texas.
3 hits tonight. Wade on deck, hoping for a chance. Jordan Romano starts to walk around and release some of that nervous energy in the Blue Jays bullpen. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. Struck him out with a good back foot slider. And 2 Blue Jays are stranded to end the 7th inning. Headed to the 8th in Buffalo. Jays trail the Red Sox 9-6. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
No, tranquilo, William. Que después que pase este voy a cambiar. Tranquilo, no te preocupes.
It's the top of the 8th, and he's facing the Red Sox 9-hitter Jose Peraza, and he starts him off with a strike, 0-1. Bergen faced the minimum in the top of the 7th, despite issuing a 2-out walk because Danny Jansen threw out Jackie Bradley trying to steal. 0-1 pitch is fouled away, and it's 0-2 on Peraza. Jose got hit by a pitch by Wilmer Font in the 6th inning, giving the Red Sox the opening they needed. That loaded the bases. Alex Verdugo followed with an RBI single, then Rafael Devers a 3-run triple. Bergen misses up with a fastball, and it's 1-2. Sam Gaviglio is throwing in the Blue Jays bullpen as they trail Boston 9-6 in the 8th. The pitch is inside. 2-2. Seems like the Blue Jays mascot Ace doesn't quite know his way around Salem Field yet. Help find the Ace cutout during each home game broadcast for your chance to win a grand prize of a Blue Jays merchandise package and autographed items for you and your family. You get a contest entry for every game you find him, so the more you play, the better your chances are. 2-2 pitch, hit on the ground, wide to short, a dive by Espinal, but it's into left field. A base hit for Peraza to start the 7th inning. Visit BlueJays.com/misplaced and write where you saw Ace during tonight's broadcast for your chance to win. Leadoff single for Peraza. Goes at the top of the order, and back-to-back lefties now, and Alex Verdugo and Rafael Devers, and that's why Bergen was left in. He'll throw over to first. Peraza goes back safely. Jose hasn't stolen a base as a Red Sox yet. He has been caught in his only attempt. Pitch is over the head of Verdugo. A curveball that slips out of the hand of Bergen. Ball 1, 1-0.
This is a spot where Travis Bergen could really plant a seed in the back of the coaches' minds. The Blue Jays felt a little bit of a need to have a left-hander.
1-0 pitch is there for a strike, 1-1.
That was at the beginning of the year, and they went with a sidewinder in Brian Moran. And then they didn't really feel the need at all. And I think baseball has proved you don't need the left-hander. And if you do have a lefty, sometimes he's in precarious situations, right?
Pitch is up, ball 2, 2-1. Yeah, the only way you can use your loogie, your lefty, to get one out is if a left-handed batter happens to be at the plate with 2 out.
Right, and that was the exact scenario yesterday when Kevin Biggio was looking at Aaron Loup. Catcher's interference, he didn't get the lefty, he had to go against the right-hander.
2-1 pitch. Fastball just misses. Might have been up, might have been away, but it's 3-1 on Verdugo right now. But yeah, Bergen knows, and all the pitchers down there know that there's help coming. There's length coming, so someone is on the bubble. 3-1 pitch is fouled away, 3-2.
Yeah, they're going to need it over the next couple of days. We know the exact scenario.
El juego de Oakland y Texas va a estar en español, mi gente.
Coming up on Friday. And with the arms that have been used tonight, you would expect a long guy somehow to be added. One of those guys is Sean Reed Foley, that's currently on the taxi squad.
It's a full count on Verdugo. Peraza takes his lead and draws a throw. He's back safely. The lefty comes set. The full count pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a high fastball. And there's one away. Brings up Rafael Devers, who had a huge hit his last time up. A 3-run triple that took a crazy hop over Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s head. Went all the way down to the right field corner. That made it 8-6. He scored on a sac fly. It's 9-6. Boston in the top of the eighth. First pitch, swing and a miss. A fastball up. Tried to stop it but couldn't. 0-1. Even with the 2-for-4 night and the triple, Devers barely putting up a 700 OPS right now. The 0-1 is high. Ball 1, 1-1. Swing and a miss on another high fastball. Same pitch he got Verdugo with. He's ahead of Devers 1-2. The righty, JD Martinez, who's feasted on left-handed pitchers, his entire career is up next. And you would think Sam Gaviglio would be brought in to face him if Bergen doesn't get a double play ball. 1-2, another high fastball, but too high this time, 2-2. Ryan Brazier is throwing in the Boston bullpen. And with Brazier up throwing and Ben Wagner talking about blizzards, maybe we can get Dairy Queen to sponsor us. 2-2 swing and a miss. He got him with a fastball. Travis Bergen faces those two tough lefties at the top of the Boston batting order and strikes them both out. And he is going to get a big pat on the back from Charlie Montoyo, who's just come in to take him out of the game and bring in Sam Gaviglio with the Blue Jays down 9-6.
Mi gente, si yo no digo nada, que voy a solamente, si yo no digo que voy a transmitir en un solo juego nada más, por ejemplo, porque yo tengo días que solo estoy transmitiendo un solo juego, pero si yo no digo nada, si yo me quedo callado y no digo nada, pidan juego temprano, antes de que yo, porque por ejemplo ahí me pidieron me pidieron el de Oakland y el de Texas, por ejemplo. Ya yo tengo eso programado. O sea, cuando empiezan a pedir, empiecen a pedir. Si yo no digo nada que voy a cerrar la transmisión en un solo juego, si no digo nada, empiecen a pedir. Mi gente, si yo no digo nada que voy a terminar la transmisión en un solo juego, porque muchas veces últimamente estoy haciendo nada más un solo juego, transmitiéndolo. Si yo no digo nada, por ejemplo, me pidieron ahorita el de Oakland con Texas. Cuando empiezan a pedir, cuando el primero empieza a pedir juego, empiecen a pedir juego, mi gente. Si ustedes quieren que yo lo ponga a votación y el que gane después de ahí, ese es el juego que yo pongo.
An all-star last year, hit 30 home runs for Seattle, but his batting average in the low 200s. So he had an on-base around 341, I believe. Here's Sam Gaviglio against JD Martinez, and he misses up with the first pitch for ball one. I'll get you the exact numbers. Vogelbach looks a lot to me as a hitter like Rowdy Tellez with a better eye. Had a 341 on base. last year with a 208 batting average and 30 home runs. This year he's off to a horrible start, which is why...
Ahora mismo ninguno están en votación porque en realidad estaban pidiendo temprano el de Oakland y Texas. So, ahora están pidiendo el San Diego, Chicago, el Pirata. So, no sé. Ahora mismo yo tengo programado aquí después que pase este juego el de Oakland. So, no sé.
The Blue Jays getting him through the intake process. We've not heard when he might be able to join the club. Throw over to first, check on Peraza. Sam Gaviglio's job is to keep it right here, get this guy out. And if not this guy, then the next guy, so he doesn't have to face the lefty Mitch Moreland. 2 out in the top of the 8th and a runner on.
Saludito a toda mi gente hermosa de Puerto Rico, mi gente.
1-1.
Que se me quiere mucho de este lado, mi gente de Puerto Rico. Yo tengo muchas amistades de puertorriqueñas.
Espinal, Biggio, and Grichuk are due up in the 8th. Potentially against Ryan Brazier. There's a swing and a high fly ball. Center field not deep. Hernandez comes in, finds it, makes a catch, and the inning is over. So Sammy G does the job after Bergen strikes out Verdugo and Devers. And they're headed to the bottom of the 8th in Buffalo with the Blue Jays trailing Boston 9-6. You look.
Un saludito a toda la gente de Xalapa, Veracruz, México. Quiero ir a México. Tengo un proyecto de visitar Centroamérica, Sudamérica. Y luego de ahí quiero pasar a Europa. Quiero hacer unos viajecitos. Lo estoy planeando. Posiblemente para este año que viene. Si la pandemia lo permite, estaré visitando por ahí, pero primero voy a ir a Perú. Tengo ese proyecto, tengo un amigo peruano que quiere ir a Perú, maybe me voy con él.
New York, Ryan Brazier has come out of the Boston Red Sox bullpen to pitch. 4th hurler of the night for the Sox as they got 5 outs for Phillips Valdez and 6 for Darwinzon Hernandez. Brazier's trying to stop Santiago Espinal, who's 3 for 3 tonight. And Santiago fouls off a first pitch fastball at 98 for strike 1. Kyle Hart started this game for the Red Sox, gave up 6 runs on 8 hits in 3 1/3. Phillips Valdez in relief and Darwinzon Hernandez have combined to throw 3 2/3 innings, a 3-hit shutout. Though Valdez did give up, but Brazier just misses outside with that fastball, and it's 1-1. Christian Vasquez held it there for a good long time, but it was outside the zone. Espinal with the 3 hits has his batting average up to 242. Couple of singles and a double, and he fouls off that pitch. It's been nothing but 98s from Brazier so far. Ryan Ryan's 12th appearance, one of which was an opening assignment. He's given up 7 runs on 13 hits in 10 1/3 innings with 6 walks and 12 strikeouts. That's an ERA of 6.10 and a whip of 1.84. 1-2 is high. Espinal ducks out of the way, and it's 2-2. The Red Sox without Brandon Workman and Heath Hembree, a couple of their late inning go-to guys, having been traded to the Phillies. So Matt Barnes and Marcus Walden figure to get a lot of late inning high leverage work. There's a swing and a miss by Espinal at a fastball up and out of the zone, and he strikes himself out. Just couldn't resist it with 2 strikes. Couldn't get to it either, and there's 1 away for Cavan Biggio.
Sounds like Matt Barnes is going to be the guy to handle all the closing for Ron Renneke. There just haven't been that many closing opportunities to this point for the Red Sox, period. But that's pretty much been decided. In the next couple of days, the return from that package that went to the Phillies, Nick Pivetta, Victoria, BC's own, will have a spot.
Cavan Biggio takes a first pitch slider. He thought it was high. It wasn't, and it's called a strike. Looking forward to seeing Nick Pivetta, though it's a shame he's going to be in the AL East against the Blue Jays. Very talented young righty, the 0-1. Another slider, this time right at the bottom of the zone, and Biggio takes it. It's called ball 1. Shift on, but unlike the Rays, the Red Sox play a traditional 3-man outfield against Biggio. Cavan is 1 for 2. He singled and walked twice, scored 2 of the Blue Jays' 6 runs. They trail Boston 2.
Mike checking the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. Interesting development on the south side of Chicago. The White Sox lead 4-0. Luis Roberts going crazy again. He's 3 for 3 with a double. While the White Sox lead 4-0, it's what's happening on the mound. Lucas Giolito, all the way through 6, has not allowed a hit.
Pitch misses up and away, ball 2, 2-2. Yeah, the Pittsburgh Pirates looking for their first safety. And nothing doing through 6 innings. Giolito, one of the very talented young pitchers in the major leagues. 2-2 to Biggio is swung on and hit. Jackie Bradley takes charge and makes the play in right center. Step or 2 in front of the warning track for the second half. Giolito coming over to the White Sox in that Adam Eaton deal from Washington. Same week, the White Sox traded Chris Sale to Boston at the winter meetings in National Harbor, Maryland. Batters Randall Grichuk takes a first pitch fastball for a strike. Blue Jays are down 9-6, 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. First of a 3-game series against the Red Sox. 0-1, strike called off the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
A couple other notables on the St. Louis Bar and Grill out of town scoreboard. Rays double up the Orioles 4-2. Big line in that night was Tyler Glasnow, who struck out a career high 13 over 7. Rays have their 20th win.
He's the guy the Jays missed in the 4-game series, and they're very happy about that. Man, when you think about that package, that's got to give nightmares to Pittsburgh Pirates fans. Austin Meadows and Tyler Glasnow for Chris Archer. 0-2 pitch is fouled away. And that ultimately was I think, the straw that broke the camel's back. Cost the entire Pirates front office their jobs this past winter.
I was going to say, it wasn't the fan base that's still reeling from it.
0-2 to Grich. Swung on and popped up. Left field, not deep. In comes Verdugo. He's under it. He's got it. And the inning is over. The Blue Jays go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight. And they head to the ninth, down 9-6 to Boston. Ben Wagner coming back to the mic. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Pitch missed outside from Gaviglio. 3 balls and no strikes on Moreland. Shift off to the right. The toss to the left-hand batter is low. The 4-pitch walk. Blue Jays down 3. Need to hold off the Red Sox here in the ninth.
Saludito también para ti, Jairo. Wow, desde Colombia.
Scored in the bat around 6th.
Colombia, Colombia. Yo quiero ir a
Blue Jays
Cali.
had a 4-0 lead early tonight. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. got it started, doubling home a pair of runs. A 2-out single by Danny Jansen made it 4-zip. Blue Jays gave 1 back and a Moreland RBI single in the second inning. Red Sox tally twice.
Gracias, hermano. Gracias. Gracias, Evelio. Muchas gracias, hermano.
Moreland and Jackie Bradley Jr.
Saludos a mi gente de Puerto Rico.
To work. Vasquez takes down and out.
Puerto Rico, la isla del encanto.
After giving up 2 runs in the 4th inning, Toronto answered back again. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a 2-run single. The Blue Jays had a 6-3 lead. Both teams went scoreless in the 5th inning and then the 6th. That's the Blue Jays inning they'd love to have back now. 1-0. Slider is popped up by Vasquez out to center field. Oscar Hernandez is there. 2 away. Moreland goes back to first. In the 9th for Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Teoscar Hernandez, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 3, 4, and 5 in the order scheduled to come up. Blue Jays are left with a 2-man bench. So you've got the pop by Rowdy to use later on, and then you've got Reese McGuire. That's it. Travis Shaw left with some knee discomfort tonight. Kevin Pillar bats. It's a slider on the ground to the shortstop. Espinal the short way to second. There's Panic covering up the bag. Pillar's retired. So are the Red Sox. No runs, no hits. A walk leaves a man. Last of the 9th is next. The Blue Jays are down 3. Boston 9, Toronto 6. This is Blue Jays Baseball, powered by Jack Links on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Ya, mi gente, estamos casi terminando ya para el próximo juego. Aprovechen que todo es bueno hoy. Sí, Edward, lo que pasa es que últimamente, no sé, estoy como las mujeres que tienen su día, que están de buena, que están de mala. Hoy estoy de buena, mira qué cosa.
Does Shunya Maguchi just go to a clean mound tomorrow in Buffalo and take the start and start rolling from there? Or will the Blue Jays line up somebody else?
Possible. You could use Thomas Hatch. He did throw 2 innings yesterday, though.
If you throw him on Wednesday, that also jeopardizes how long you could use him on Friday if you want to use him on Friday night. That's the next turn in the rotation that the Blue Jays have open. Decisions to be made after the final out is recorded. It's not here yet. 9-6, Boston in front of the Blue Jays. Matt Barnes is aboard. Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The pitch. He swings at a fastball, rolls it against the shift, hustling to his left. Peraza spears it from the outfield grass, throws to first, and retires Guerrero. A pitch in and out. Blue Jays after 3.
Tengo una cerveza ahí en la nevera que si no trabajar mañana me la tomara. Wow, qué problema.
Struck out and grounded out twice since. Outfield deep, lined up straight away. Infield's back. Right-hander throws, and the fastball's down. Oh, no. Hernandez takes a fastball down the chute. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Just scrolling some of the news and notes from Major League Baseball tonight. And we've told a couple of really unique stories this evening, but one is connected to the town that is hosting the Blue Jays, Buffalo, New York. And an all-star standout from Amherst High School that made his Major League debut tonight. Fastball on the outside corner on Hernandez. It has been a long road to the major leagues for Jonah Heim. Drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, a 4th rounder. Traded to Tampa Bay for Steve Pearce in August of 2016. Traded to Oakland as a player to be named later for Joey Wendell in December of 17. Had a nice run in the upper levels of the minor leagues last year. Couldn't get a job. Had to go to Mexico. Played 20 games, batted over 300. Got an opportunity with who else? A team that's really making a run in Oakland. And he finds himself wearing a major league uniform for the first time tonight. Pretty cool moment for Jonah Heim. And a career that has been tracked for a long time in Western New York. 2-2 to Hernandez. There's a fly ball to right field. It's touched pretty well, and it's touched really well into the flight deck. Opposite field shot for Teoscar Hernandez. Number 11 for Teoscar. 1 out, solo job of the 9th. Wow, we don't see him go oppo like that very often. The target was set up. Barnes threw it buckle high. Hernandez said good night. First home run of the night. 2-run deficit for Toronto with 1 out. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. takes in the dirt. That's ball 1.
Ito was gone the second he hit it, and very rarely, you're right, do we see that from him to the opposite field.
Gurriel waits. Curveball from Barnes misses wide. 2 balls and no strikes. Blue Jays inching closer. Jordan Romano is up, loosening in the bullpen. Blue Jays have played a ton of tight ball games. Gurriel fouls it back. 2 balls and a strike.
Blue Jays have had their way with Matt Barnes in the past. This is his 40th.
Muchachos, estoy loco que termine el juego ya para celebrarlo. Yo voy a Boston.
He's allowed now 66 base runners in 40 innings.
Luego que termine, si ganan, voy a abrir una cervecita que tengo ahí.
It's his highest whip against any American League East team. He's been at his worst against the Kansas City Royals, who only have 13 appearances against, but his ERA is over 13. But the Blue Jays have gotten to him before.
Barnes deals. Fastball swing and a miss. Gurriel went outside the zone. Blue Jays have 1 out to play with here in the 9th. They've had runs, they've had opportunities, but Boston, the biggest at bat of the night, the 6th run, 6th. 9-7.
Sí, si ganan, porque el juego se puede virar ahora mismo. Está 9-7, pero el juego se puede virar, solamente hay un solo out.
This series is interesting because the Red Sox have played 14 games at Fenway Park. They're about ready to play a dozen in the state of New York. The pitch to Joe Panik, swinging a foul back, strike 1. Between the Mets, the New York Yankees, and now going to Buffalo, they have been in the Empire State almost as much as they played home games.
That's really something. That's what's going to happen now that you have 3 major league teams in New York State.
The 0-1 pitch. Fastball cruises down the middle, taken for strike 2. I'll have to look it up again, but I believe there's a date on the schedule where the Yankees, the Mets, and Toronto will be in Buffalo all at the same time. The 0-2 pitch. That's bounced to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Panic.
I've got the schedule up. It might be the Blue Jays host the Yankees on the 9th of September and the Mets on the 11th. There's an off day on the 10th. So if the Yankees don't leave right away, maybe everybody gets there. Or if the Mets play Wednesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Barnes looks in. The 1-2 pitch fouled off to the left. Joe Panic is trying to battle, get aboard, get the tying run into the batter's box. For the moment, Danny Jansen is scheduled to bat. Rowdy Tellez was putting on the armor, getting ready for a pinch hit here in the 9th. (9-7) Boston. Panic stares out. Barnes deals the 1-2. Curve is low. And it's 2-2. Ninth that started with Chase Anderson. And for the first time, Anderson not only got through 5, but he started the 6th. Only faced 1 batter after issuing the leadoff walk to Mitch Moreland. 2-2 to Panic. Fastball lined up the middle. Base hit into center field. Panic battles, and he comes through with a 2-out knock. And the tying run will get into the batter's box. And it's going to be Rowdy. Rowdy Tellez loves hitting against the Boston Red Sox. He has had some incredible numbers. He has had some prodigious power against Boston in his career. He hasn't faced Matt Barnes all that much. He's 0 for 3 in his career. And I'm sure that's part of the pep talk by Dave Bush, the pitching coach. Dave Bush returning back to Salem Field. In 2013, he was a 6-year free agent that was signed as depth. And the insurance policy for the rotation was summoned very early. In fact, when the player development contract was inked in the fall of 2012 between Buffalo and Toronto, the first promotion in the new affiliation was Dave Bush going to the big leagues.
If memory serves, it did not go all that well.
It didn't go well for anybody that night. In 2013,
Sí, la vaina se puede complicar aquí, mi gente. Hay dos, pero hay, chacho, hay uno en primera y no se sabe la suerte del que venga a batear ahora. Yo soy el pitcher. No hay picheo tampoco en Boston. Pero vamos a ver.
First base, dashes towards second.
Boston va a ganar como quiera, pero mira, ahí está, mira.
Rowdy's been hot for his last 31. 3 home runs. Tying run in the box. Panic jogging towards third base makes Barnes step off. The Red Sox are only worried about one thing, and that's the man holding the bat. Panic now at third. Big shift off to the right. Rowdy staring out. And the pitch by Barnes. Fastball high. That's ball 1.
Rowdy was 0 for Fenway when the Blue Jays were there last weekend. But even with that, he is still a .304 career hitter against Boston with an OPS over 1,100. 7 home runs in 56 at-bats.
18 career games against the Bo Sox. Tying run on the left side. Barnes deals the 1-1. Swinging a slider down to the dirt. It rolls away from Vasquez, but up the third baseline. So Panic just backpedals towards the bag.
Mira para allá, ya yo estoy viendo un base por bola. en base tercera y primera.
Boston 9, Toronto 7. Each team
What?
Baker's dozen in the hit column. Number 14 could be a doozy. Barnes inbound with a 1-2, and he spiked the pitch again. That time Rowdy lays off. That's where the Rays really worked Rowdy over good. They kept throwing sliders down and in, and Rowdy went right over the top against the Rays. 4 doubles, 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, all against the Boston Red Sox. And the home run that sticks out the most is the one that he banked off of the numbers on the facade at Fenway. Now the 2-2 in Buffalo, swing and a miss. He chased a high fastball. Teles goes down on strikes, and that will finish the ball game. Was the runaway 6 where the Red Sox played it 6 runs, and the pivotal point, the Rafael Devers bases loaded triple that turned the tide and allowed the Red Sox to pick up game number 1.
Yeah, it really is too bad that this one got away from them. Chase Anderson going out to start that 6th